Happy 108th Facebook Live Wednesday. I might have covered this topic before, but lately this is an extremely stressful topic I think a lot of parents face, and it is how do we get our children, no matter what age, to respect us. And I think in the past, I've been told that you just, didn't ask questions. Your parents are pretty much dictators, and you just did what they wanted to respect them. But there was a little growing resentment, right? Because when we are forced to exhibit behaviors out of just you're being demanded, you better respect me or else. And so lately, studies have shown, I've done a lot of TikToks and discussions on the love quotient, on emotional intelligence, and how do we bond. And I noticed that the kids who have really healthy relationships with their parents feel safe to share. They know that they won't be judged, which is a hard thing because it is human nature to judge, right? So I wrote down about 7 suggestions that I would invite you to try out. It is an ongoing process for me because I have to retrain my brain. When I worry, I might lecture. When I'm concerned or wondering if, my daughters are doing what I think that they should do, or maybe they tell me that something needs to be done, and I wonder, do I have to remind them? So the one thing, which is what my friend Destin Hockey from Kauai says, is speak less, also ask fewer questions. When we get into that interrogation mode, a wall builds, right? Whether it's your spouse, your boss, your friend. When we start blurting out and, acting like an FBI agent, trying to find out info, the respect is slowly, it just dissipates. And respect needs to be earned, which is why sometimes, even if we feel, and I totally get it, we want to be respected no matter what. But when we role model what that respect looks like, if you find yourself, and I remember, yelling, losing my temper, asking why did they forget this, or why did they do this? Then your child feels belittled. When you speak in a condescending or critical way, they also feel like they're not good enough. And that's why my daughters have said, you would have parented us totally different. And they're right. And so I'm retraining, reminding myself, and it does take a conscious decision and commitment to acknowledge and be aware of your mood before you speak, put yourself in their shoes. But, I really want to stress that less interrogation equates to more communication. More communication increases your bond with with your children, and they will want to spend time with you. If your children are showing you that, if they're rolling their eyes, they don't want to communicate with you, they are showing you huge signs that they do not feel respected. They do not enjoy interacting with you. And the biggest thing is not to take it personally, right? Because I used to go into, I've done so much and continue to do so much. I ask very little. But when you get into that mindset, you do start to build more barriers instead of breaking them down. So I've learned to wait to respond. Do I do this? Do I fail? I fail all the time. But what I'm doing differently is apologizing. And when we apologize for our mistakes, it does create a closer bond. Your children, want to be around you because you are practicing humility. You are admitting your mistakes. And most of all, you're teaching your children that it's okay to be human, to make mistakes, and sometimes lose your cool. But it is not okay to treat others disrespectfully or to speak in a condescending way. But do we do that? It's human nature. When we get upset, we often tend to either blame or, speak our anger. So when we do, and I've done this, wait to respond, because know that the words that you say when you're in that state of anger cannot be taken back, and sometimes will result in you just cause breaks in your communication and your relationship. So stay calm. And this is a good one. Don't overreact when your child disrespects you. What? How can you not overreact, right? When a 4-year-old says something like, I want a different mommy. Or when a teenager says, you're the worst parent in the world. You don't understand, right? A lot of us are told, you don't understand, or just very hateful words. So instead of taking it personally, take a deep breath. If you cannot find any positive words to say, I'm realizing that silence is the best thing. Take a deep breath. You could say something like, oh, I didn't realize that you felt this way. You didn't realize, blah, blah, blah. And they go on and on and on, and just say, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I apologize. You have no idea how many times for things that I've done when they were in elementary school, or when, different phases of their life. I have lost my temper, I admit it. I have said very not nice things to my daughters, and I am filled with regret. The one thing we need to do is let go of regret and know that, we are human for reacting. But modeling how you want to be respected is a big thing. I can tell when I tutor young kids, and I have a little boy at the park who always says, please, Miss Karen, would you like to sit first? Or, brings little flowers to me. And the way that they respond, that the words of just appreciation, and just the way that they know how to compliment people, that is a learned behavior. So the first thing you can do, if you want compliments or just to be appreciated, is to show your children how to compliment by complimenting them. Sometimes you might not, see anything if you're upset, like, how do I pay a compliment when I'm really, really boiling with anger? There are other things that, I really appreciate and admire how strong-willed you are. I really appreciate your courage in being honest with me and letting me know that, I upset you when I fill in the blank. But when a child feels appreciated, and I've done this during my tutoring sessions, and I'm letting you know, I can start out with a very angry third grader who refuses to do work, who is having a crying temper tantrum. And I notice when I start trying to bond with him, trying to make him laugh, trying to just communicate and not even talk about academics, the barriers are taken down, and he ends up being he cooperates with the lessons. He actually is in just really positive spirits. And you don't realize that, when you avoid inappropriate venting, right? And I didn't realize, and I read that, I'm like, wow, I was guilty, and sometimes I am still guilty of inappropriate venting. What does that sound like? I can't believe that. I constantly have to. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when I'm not here? Or I don't even know how you're going to handle, high school. Or I don't know. I don't understand you. Every single time when you start venting and it chips at their self-esteem, respect slowly it's harder to achieve with anyone. If you have someone in a bad mood, and I have, multiple experiences with nearly 28 years of teaching, I know that when someone is not in the right mood, I am not going to be making any academic progress. So I have to take a step back. If you want to have that heart-to-heart talk with your child, it is imperative that they are in an open-minded state to hear you. Because if they're not, you can say something like, I can tell that you're really upset right now. When you feel better, I'm never going to feel better. Okay, I know that you feel that now, but when you feel a little calm or you're in the right, mental state, I'll be ready to talk to you. And I've heard mothers share that, when they tell their 6-year-old to go into their room and don't leave until they calm down, they're pleasantly surprised that after sometimes half an hour, sometimes an hour, and this is after, just gut-wrenching screaming, they come downstairs and they say, Mom, I'm ready to talk right now. So this works. When you start showing respect, you will get respect. Compliment them. Tell them how much you appreciate them. Appreciation, showing them their love language, right? Some of the love languages, right? It's words of affirmation. These are kids who love positive praise. If they like physical touch, these are kids who want to like hold your hand or give you a hug. If they like acts of service, they want something done for them. Hey, Mom, can you make me, eggs and bacon? Can you make me a peanut butter jelly sandwich? Can you make me fried rice, right? Or if they love to receive gifts, it could be something so small. I sometimes, and I notice which kids, they'll give me a little candy, or they'll give me a little cookie. I remember years ago, someone went to the book fair and they got me a little chip bag clip that could also be like a bookmark. And I've had that in my car. I just recently took it down after, 10 years. But when you feel appreciated, you just have a more loving, you just feel more loving towards the people who treat you the way you want to be treated. If there's any disrespect going on, people don't want to be around you, which is why I think a lot of employees are leaving, because if they don't feel respected, they don't enjoy being in the work environment. So a lot of you, if you have kids who you get that feeling that they don't want to be around you, ask them why. This is hard. And then prepare yourself to listen without reacting, and just show them that you appreciate, the harsh words of criticism. It is hard to take, sometimes you feel like, why did I do that? Why didn't I not know better? But we're experimenting. Every single day is a new experience, and I just want to end with, if we yell, I've done this, scold, lecture, our tone of voice is so, so vital in communicating. And if your child does not feel loved, and I've had kids say, yeah, my mom doesn't love me this week because, she yelled at me. Or, they're really, really sad, and I ask them, is it academics? No, it's because my mom yelled at me. Or my dad scolded me. My teacher looked at me, and I know that she doesn't like me. So, just wanted to make this a topic of a Facebook Live, even though I might have done this before, but I think we really do need to remind ourselves, remind others that, if they want respect from their kids, it does lie in our hands, and we have the power to just treat them. They're little people. I know that we are parents who should have authority, but that old style of dictating, if you can put yourself in your shoes, and how did you feel when your parents yelled at you, scolded you, belittled you? Did it make you feel a closer connection, or did you feel like, I'm going to do things different when I'm a parent? And then it's funny that we sometimes end up repeating either behaviors or say words that I thought, I'm never going to say this to my kids. And then we end up doing that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. I have a lot of my parenting tips, all 100 of them, on TikTok as well as Instagram. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Letting Go with Aloha. TikTok is also Letting Go with Aloha. And of course, Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. My private group is Tranquility Tips Healing by Letting Go with Aloha, which is with my soul sister, Deslin Hakias. Or you can also find me right here, personal Facebook page, Karen Casey Gibson. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will be sharing more of Jean Farish's Love Quotient ingredients. So hope to see you soon. Bye.